Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a library haul. I live in the US currently, but I don't know yet where that's gonna lead next year. I'm here for work. Before that, this is my second year here, but I spent 5 years in England. Before that, I grew up in Belgium. Both in Belgium and England, I bought my books, a lot of them. They're all back in Belgium currently, but the reason that I have a library haul and a book haul, like a regular book haul, is because I don't really can take them home. That's the thing, you know, like I have to pack bags at the end of this year and go back home or figure something else out, but I can't, you know, buy like, you know, dozens of books, which is what I usually do, and ship them home because it's way too expensive. So I have started utilizing the library last year, and I still do it. So all that to say, I have a library haul for you today. That rhymed unintentionally. Now, I went to 2 libraries, one last week, one today. I just got back because, and I will explain to you in a second, because I wanted a book that I didn't have at the one library, so I had to go to the other library. And while I was there, obviously I browsed and picked up 2 more books. But I wanted to start with this book. It's called The Network by Jason Elliott. I have actually read this yesterday. I finished reading it. It's really good. I'm gonna do a review on it later, in a later video, but it's a spy novel about a guy called Anthony Taverner. It's like, because it's in first person, you don't really see his name a lot, so I had to like check. But he's recruited by MI6 to be a spy, obviously, and to go to Afghanistan and retrieve Stinger missiles. This happens before before 9/11. So this is, it says it's like set in the months before 9/11. It's really good. I recommend you read it. So this is book number 1. Book number 2 is The Eighth Sister by Robert Dugoni. It is also a spy novel, but this is an American one. It's about a CIA officer called Charles Jenkins, who is retired but is brought back to look for the 8th sister. And the 7th sisters were a US spy cell, and the 8th sister is trying to kill the 7th sisters, and he has to find the 8th sister and stop it. As you can see, I love spy novels. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. And then the next book is Without Warning by David Rosenfeld, and this is just a good old-fashioned murder mystery, and it's about, it's about a woman, so it's about a woman called Katie Sanford, whose husband went to prison for murdering a woman, and then died in prison. Katie's now married to her local police chief, and something comes out that says maybe he didn't kill her, and so they have to work together to figure out, if it wasn't him that killed her, who did. And then of course they themselves start getting into trouble and in danger. Can't wait to read this either. This is, I think, also set in America. I think so. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I think so. Most of the books here are set in America. And then I come to the reason why I needed the book. So I have started reading through the Tempest Brennan series by Kathy Reichs. I read a bunch in England. I bought all of them, but they're back home in Belgium, so I just looked up where I got to, and then I went to the library and started picking up books because I really love the series. So I picked out Crossbones. It says they're on the trail of a modern murder and an ancient biblical mystery. this is set in Montreal, which, if you know anything about the book series, it differs between South Carolina, I think. No, North Carolina. It moves between Charlotte, which is, I think, North Carolina, and then Montreal, Canada. If you also don't know this, but this is what based the Bones TV series on. Temperance Brennan, the character here, is actually a character on the show, but the show is nothing like the series. Like, but anyway, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. You should read it. It's amazing. I love anthropology and murder mysteries that includes anthropology. So I love the Temperance Brennan series. So I have Crossbones, Break No Bones, which is about... Oh, it is about Native Americans and finding... yeah, it's about Native American and finding a body in a burial ground, an ancient burial ground. Yeah, and then the third book is Bones to Ashes. As you can tell, there's most of the time there's bones in the series, which is why they named the TV series Bones, by the way. So this is, well, yeah, this is that they found bones, which might be the bones of Temperance long lost childhood friend called Evangeline, which is spelled French. Yeah, so those three books are following each other in the series, I think. Yeah, they all, I don't know what order quite. Yeah, so those are the books I got from the first library. From the second library, I was looking for actually the book before these three books, these three Temperance Brennan books, which is called Monday Morning, and I think mourning as in grieving, and I think it's the only book so far that doesn't have bones in the title. But so I went online because my county's library system, you can like do all these things online, so I had it held for me at the different library which I went to today. It is a large print one, which I don't really care, but that was the only one available they had. So it is called, like I said, Monday Morning, I can't pronounce this, morning, anyway. This is the one that I'm going to start with, because this is the first one that I, you know, the next one in line that I need to read. Oh, and it's about, oh yeah, so the bones of three young women were found in the basement of a pizza parlor, and then, you know, she has to figure out, you know, what happened. It's a murder mystery, as it always is. But I love that it includes anthropology and like Temperance Brennan. It must be one of my favorite series. It's also just well written, like very well written. So I recommend you reading it. I recommend you read it from the start. But you can read any book really. So I'm gonna read that one first. Next, I mean, my next book, my TBR is this one. And then, like I said, I can't just go to a library, pick up a book. I need to browse. So I found two more books that I really liked and that I wanted to bring home. The first one is called City Under One Roof by, oh, yeah, they put it over the author's name. Give me 1 second. By Iris Yamashita, if I'm pronouncing that right, and it's about a hand and a foot washing up in a small town in Alaska, and then they have to figure out what happened to it. And the reason that it's called City Under One Roof is because everyone in the city lives in one apartment building, because there's hardly anything there. Very interesting premise, and can't wait to read it. And then last but certainly not least is the only nonfiction. I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I read it occasionally, and I definitely read it if it's written by Ben McIntyre and if it's about World War. I love World War II. I mean, that's weird to say, but I love reading about World War II because I love history, and that's the because I grew up in Belgium, it's very prevalent still to this day. World War II. So this is called Prisoners of the Castle, and it says it's an epic story of survival and escape from Colditz, the Nazis' fortress prison. So essentially that's what it is. It's about people who were imprisoned in the castle and trying to escape during World War II. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. I love Ben McIntyre. I read The Spy and The Traitor and loved it, and ever since then, whenever I see a Ben McIntyre book, I'm like, I need to read it. So that's the last of it. Let me just show you. It's a lot of it's a lot of books, and I can't wait to read it. And the first one, like I said, it's gonna be Monday morning. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.